All right. So I will fully admit, I saw this movie entirely for myself. I'm glad you came, though, because we were just talking about Steve has actually very interesting perspective on this film. Which we'll get to in a little bit, because I actually think it's really interesting. But before that, for those who have not heard of this particular film, I just been having just a really shitty, stressful day, and I think, you know what? I just really need to delve into somebody else's really shitty, depressing life for a little while. So I was like, oh, cool, we got that Ben Stiller movie that's out right now, Brad Status. Let's go see this movie.
Yeah, so Brad Status, overall, and, like, what I was presented visually, I was just like, what the fuck is this guy whining about?
Which, to be fair, they call him out on quite a bit.
Yeah.
I thought this movie was great.
I didn't like check out or anything. Like, the movie, like, his problems, when pointed out, it's like, thank you.
No, it's, this movie is very interesting, I think, and probably one of the best Spencer movies I've ever seen, which granted isn't saying much, but
yeah.
I like modern day Ben Stiller more than modern day Ben Stiller.
I think my biggest problem with not the movie itself, but the movie theater is that exactly.
Oh yeah, like half the screen was green.
The right side was
I was
like
trying
green.
so hard to ignore that.
Well, initially as like an artsy fartsy kind of thing, right?
Yeah, I thought it was like, oh, maybe it's an artistic choice. Like, oh no, the projector's just broken.
No. But as an artistic choice, my thought process was, oh, this is how he views himself. He views himself as more important, more whiter and more in color than those around him, and then he entered the right side of the screen. I'm like, oh no,
the projector just
fucked
sucks.
up.
The projector just sucks.
Like, completely. I'm like, oh, that ruins this entire movie and my perception of it. It's like
you already got way more out of it than I did.
No, it's like the one conversation where he's like trying to earn the one girl's respect. It's just like, you're not,
which is a great scene.
You're not getting my respect back, movie theater.
No, actually, I thought this movie was actually very fascinating. I think it's fantastically acted all around.
I think I really thought there was going to be more depth of the son, or more exploration of the son, but it just really feels a lot like dad in midlife crisis mode.
Which is kind of the point.
That's the point of the movie.
And that ties in with what the son says at the end of the movie.
It's like, are you having a nervous breakdown? No, I'm good.
Well, it's more like when the son says most people don't really care about you at all. That most people just think about themselves, which is what he's been doing the entire movie.
Yeah, and it's yes, as a parent, if I had a child and they're like, oh yeah, so I ended up meeting with a professor from Harvard who spoke up for me to the dean of admissions at Harvard. I mean, my very first thought would be, holy shit, how am I going to pay for Harvard?
Yeah, right.
Second of all, I'd be like, fuck it, grandparents, we're going to Harvard.
But just to quickly give a summary of the movie, just for those who do not know what this movie is.
TLDR, Ben Stiller takes his son to Boston so they can go check out colleges, and Harvard's the one that the kid apparently wants to go to. And
but he fucks up, and then he has to call some of his old college buddies who are way more successful than him, and he's incredibly insecure about.
It's a real exploration of how insecure Ben Stiller can act.
Ben Stiller's really good in this movie.
Yeah, well, I think I was still I still got the white man problems in my eyes. It's not completely racial for me.
You just called it the white man eyes.
No, the white man problem. The girl was saying.
No, I think you're supposed to feel that way about him. But no, the point is, he's taking his son to Harvard. He's having a midlife crisis, and he's basically, the entire movie is about how he's comparing his life to literally everyone else's around him. Even when the movies, the narration isn't playing, you still see look at people at the airport. You can see him just comparing himself to everyone in that room.
Yeah.
So that's
which really is why I thought the green part of the screen made it so much better.
It would have been if that was intentional.
If that was if it was intentionally colored out so that Ben Stiller was more. No, just projector fucked up. Anyway.
No, projector fucked up.
Ruined it. I will have to actually watch it on DVD to see.
Yeah, I would watch. I would watch the movie again. This is probably the most introspective movies I've seen this year.
It's way introspective.
Yeah,
this this is like mixing like Ben Stiller with the piece of shit episode from BoJack.
Yeah, kinda. Yeah, I can see that.
And he's just like trying to like he's just like poking and prodding at every
aspect of his life,
at anything that he finds like deficient, and just like some of like his fantasies are like way out there. It's like, hey, mom, dad, I bought an island. It's just like what?
Yeah, because throughout the movie, you have this narration playing. And now, granted, like I have some issues. Sometimes I have issues with narration plot points because they can be a little obnoxious. This one was like teetering on the edge a little bit.
I was kind of
mostly it's like, you don't need to tell me how he's feeling. You could just show it.
Yeah.
So it's like, I had this feeling. It's like, well, you don't need to tell me that. That's a nitpick though, because like it's still like it wasn't too obnoxious to the point where it killed it for me, but it was starting to get on my nerves towards the end.
Well, I mean, I wanted to be annoyed by like how his brain kept telling me how he was feeling, but it's just like, you know, I guess it's consistent.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like scene one, he's awake, lying in bed in the morning. He slaps his wife in the face and just continues to have an introspective
accidentally slaps his wife in the face.
I'm sorry, it's the morning, okay? Anyway, you know, like the I wake up and I slap you kind of thing.
Yeah, just actually like the hand.
Yeah, but it's just
this movie doesn't start with Ben Stiller just beating his wife. That'd be a very dark movie.
No, I mean the movie was anyway. So yeah, it's just. I mean, they were consistent with how, with it. But I mean, I wouldn't mind if he just like, you know, just had like a little like, you know, it was more intentional that this is a daydream, like when he's in Hawaii with the. I kind of got that were like half his age.
Yeah, well, like the girls in the bar.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so sure.
I know, but they're clearly half his age in the movie. He's 47.
But again, like it comes to like he has this idealized version of what his life should be like, even though he's like doing perfectly fine in Sacramento with his middle class lifestyle.
Yeah.
And can afford a house in California.
Yeah, and gosh, and they
has a loving wife and an incredibly smart son
and a job.
Yeah, and a company he owns.
Yeah, I mean, it's nonprofit, but you know, that's not nothing.
Apparently, it still works well enough for him. So, but he keeps pairing his life to all his college friends. One who's like a big shot director. Yeah. One who like sold his business at 40 and is retired
and does drugs apparently.
One's
another a hedge fund owner who apparently is
a crook. I guess.
I guess massive embezzler.
I'm guessing. This is all told at the very end of the movie, by the way.
Yeah.
And then the other one who's like the...
But you know what? I actually like that scene with Craig because it just, like, really shattered.
Yeah, it shatters. Craig is the... So give a little background, because this is not like one of the, like Kingsman, where I expect a lot of people to already know what this movie is. So I do have to explain a little more.
Craig is the friend of Ben Stiller's from college who has the most "I want to punch you" face.
Yeah, because he works in politics and he has a lot of. He's like a famous.
Shows up
he's
in like
famous
CNN
author
and shit. You
know?
So
and he's the one that Ben Stiller has to call when his son accidentally gets the wrong day for the Harvard interview to basically schedule another interview at Harvard for him. And then they agree to get dinner later, and while they're catching up...
just reveals all the bullshit about his friends.
And just starts shit-talking all their old friends, and Ben Stiller just... And again, it's a great scene, too, and like, I completely agree, it's a great scene.
But it shatters his perception of, of his own perceptions, and, like, you know, how their friends see him. It's just, like, they just forgot... They didn't like exclude him on purpose. They just forgot about him entirely.
Yeah, which is harsh, but at the same time, I'm better off.
But I mean, it's. I think. I mean, this is a debate. Is it worse to be thought of as a failure, or is it just worse to be forgotten completely? Like,
I mean, the one that kind of ties in with what the son says at the end, whose
opinion really matters.
Which, again, I love. Like, son, for the few moments he talks, we did have some great scenes in it, mostly cutting how he just reacts to his dad, just flippant mindset. There was a point where, a good laugh out of me was when he was like, oh, you might get a Harvard. Oh, that's awesome. We got an interview. We're so excited. The very next scene in their hotel room, he's like, How are you going to pay for this? Have you thought about, like, what are you going to do? Like, this doesn't work out. And the son's like, what the fuck just happened? Like, were we just excited about this 5 seconds ago? What the hell?
I have an interview with the dean of admissions that you got me for tomorrow, and you're making me nervous. Why? Yeah, no, the actor for the son did amazing.
Yeah, he was great. And it ties... Troy, I think was his name?
I want to say his name was Troy.
Yeah, something like that. Start with the T.
Yeah, Troy Sloan, right? Buyer of islands.
Buyer of islands. But then, like, that goes in and creates something, like, his mindset, too, where it's like, I keep thinking, like, what if my son got successfully? He has all these fantasies, like, a son being on the cover of Wired, and, like, has this hot girlfriend, and he buys an island, and then the very next, like, but what if he becomes more successful than me? What if
it's not even that. It's like, what if he becomes envious of his son's success, or what if his son's success makes him like have a large ego where he shit talks his dad on like national television, and it's just like, damn, dude, see a shrink.
Yeah, seriously. But it's also great because you're all right in the fact that the character is inherently selfish. The majority of the film.
I mean, it's a midlife crisis.
Yeah, I mean, like, he's trying to be better, but at the same time, he's also just inherently selfish because he is trying to figure shit out, and he does like overcome most of it by the time the movie ends.
As like looking at this as a parent, I'm not a parent at all, by the way. There's a lot of milestones going on with him. Like, his son's going to college.
Yeah,
and it's not just any college; it's Harvard. Yeah, right? And like, it's like maybe the last trip that he and his son may have together for a long time, and like, you know, it's a lot of shit.
Yeah,
combined with his other shit, and it's
a lot of shit clashing together, man.
It's a fecal tornado
of shit.
Yeah, I mean,
it's not tornado of shit.
It's not quite
make that T-shirt.
It's not quite Sharknado, but you know, whatever.
And it's shitnado.
Anyway, yeah.
Set that one up for me to swing it out of the park.
Yeah, there. Smush it everywhere. Anyway, moving on.
That sounds like an old Ben Stiller movie.
Yeah, probably.
But anyway, so yeah, there's some and I love the interactions he have with his old college buddies too. I like when just he is just hit with a hard dose of
the truth bomb,
just sobering reality.
Yeah, like the hedge fund owner, he calls him up, or the hedge fund owner friend calls Brad up, and then he's like, "Hey man, what's up? You know, I'm just sort of going through some shit."
Yeah, he sounds like really shaken up on the phone and stuff. It's like,
like that guy's going through some shit, and then he just says like the wrong thing to him, and he's like, dude, my daughter has like a tethered spine, like, fuck you.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's the short version of that scene.
The scene that you and I think both loved was while they're in Boston, they meet up with one of Troy's like college female friends.
Oh my god, yeah.
And there's a sequence comes up where they have this nice dinner, and then they leave, and then they invite to like a drinking afterwards. But his son's not old enough to drink, so like, oh no, we got to go back to get an interview in the morning. And all that
responsible parenting shit.
But he waits for his son to fall asleep, and then he goes drinking with the friend. But then immediately says something stupid and like realizes that he's lost the woman's respect, so he's desperately trying to get it back by explaining himself. And it's just for hours apparently.
Yeah, no, like I actually like if I was a guy in that actual bar and I was watching that, I would just like go on over and be like, dude, just
leave.
Just dig in the grave, man.
And then she finally is like, oh, what do you think about that? And she goes like, honestly, these aren't real problems. It's more or less you got life pretty good.
You've got life pretty good. Like, I come from a place where people live on like $2 a day, you know, and there's not even electricity, bro. Like, what the fuck are you complaining about? You have a job.
Yeah,
your son might be going to Harvard. Like, chill the fuck out.
Like, you got a wife who seems very lovely, who looks a lot like Amy Adams. It's not Amy Adams, but it looks a lot like her.
Oh, okay. I was like, was that Amy Adams?
No, I was thinking, I was like, I want to say yes, but I know it's not. It was kind of fucking with my brain.
So yeah,
I'm pretty sure it was the girl from Alien Covenant, actually.
I didn't see it anyway.
Well, good. I encourage you not to see Alien Covenant.
I don't know, man. I saw Alien 3 anyway.
there's arguably been worse since then.
I don't know, man. There's an actual Scooby-Doo chasing in that movie. Never mind.
Alien Resurrection, man.
Was that 3 or 4?
That was 4.
I don't remember.
Nobody does.
So yeah.
But no, I thought this was a fascinating character study.
Yeah.
Just on the extent of self-loathing and how really comparing your life to anyone else is a complete waste of fucking time.
And energy.
He wastes a lot of energy.
Like, he wasted so much of his own personal energy just, like, staying awake, like, pondering, like, how, like, you know, shitty of a person he is. And it's just like, dude, like, go to sleep.
Now, tell me what you were telling me, because I thought that was actually pretty interesting.
So we were walking on over back to the car, and I didn't actually want to talk about this on the
I know,
review.
but I'm making you do it because I think it's interesting.
Well, I'm telling the story, but anyway, I was like, so I didn't want to tell you about this on the review because, like, I hate talking about music majory shit, as I was a music major, and I'm only talking about it right now because this movie is about music majors.
Well, like, music is a big theme, so it makes sense to talk about it.
Actually, like, the whole movie would be, like, completely planned if they didn't do this anyway. But the whole movie revolves around a very, very simple a theme. Mm-hmm. Boo-doo-doo-doo, right? Mm-hmm. But the movie begins out playing it on a violin. So the whole thing, the whole soundtrack is a joke on playing the world's smallest violin.
But they actually playing it? I did not notice that.
No. And it changes as his perception is... throughout the movie, as his perception changes, the instrument changes.
Oh my god, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
That's actually fucking brilliant.
It's really hard to tell, but it actually changes from a violin, which is like, and it matches his thinking at the moment, right? Like, you know, why is he not, like, playing on this, like, super hoity-toity fucking instrument, and aka, why is his life not of that of a violin, right? And then by the end of it, when his son has, like, the final word, and it's like, you know, it's like, you gotta chill the fuck out, Dad, right?
Yeah.
The theme comes back again, and it's a piano, and it makes sense because the son plays piano.
So now his life revolves around his son.
Now his perception is the only
opinion that matters.
The only opinion that matters is my son's.
Fucking hell, that's actually really brilliant.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I'm impressed. I did not know. I would not have caught that.
Yeah, and so it's just, so the whole thing revolves around just that, and it's a whole joke, actually, about playing the world's smallest violin, which is why once in a while I wanted to go and just, like, do this and be like, hey.
I would not have gotten.
You would not have got that. That's why I had to explain it to you later, but I didn't want to talk about it.
Well, now you have.
Okay, so yeah, there it is.
That's actually brilliant. That's actually really impressive. Yeah, because there's no way it's done like that. It's not intentional.
No, it's completely
I knew that
intentional. It's completely intentional. It's just, but it's so subtle.
Yeah.
And the only reason I noticed it, I'm like, oh, that's a viola.
Yeah, that's actually really brilliant.
Like, by the time he's talking to, I guess, final boss Craig, it's not...
Craig!
It's not even it's actually not even in the string family anymore. It actually goes, I want to say, some other wind instrument.
Yeah.
Because he no, it's right afterwards. But whatever. The point is that his perception changes from, you know, really high class, whatever, piano, or to violin, to, like, the simple piano.
Oh. Huh.
Although pianos are really fucking expensive.
Yeah, they are.
I mean, you could get, like, a nice keyboard for, like, $80, but that's, you know, even with, like, weighted, never mind.
Yeah. Okay, you don't need to get that technical.
But you can get piano quality sounds for pretty cheap, and it's also called MIDI, but not the point.
You know, I'm actually really not the piano part, but I'm actually really glad you brought that detail up, because I would not have noticed that, and I'm actually, like, really makes me appreciate this movie a lot more.
Yeah, no, it's just, yeah, I mean, there were times I wanted to, like, fucking laugh.
And being, like, the only person that caught the joke.
Yeah, no, I mean,
there were times of that, too, but that's, like, those were, like, references that...
No, there's this part... Okay, so earlier this week, or last week, I guess, I told Mike a joke about, like, music.
And I knew that joke popped in your head.
Immediately.
That's when I lean over you like, dude, shut up.
Okay, so the joke is, what do you do as a band teacher when your kid can't play their instrument? You take their instrument, give them 2 sticks, now they're a drummer, and then what do you do when they can't do that? You take away 1 stick, put them in front of the entire band, and then just make them wave their arms around. And so the kid who that they got to do I don't know, I guess he's a grad student at Harvard Music, to play to conduct the orchestra. I was like, man, you are doing your best Michael Tilson Thomas impression right now. He's the conductor for the San Francisco Orchestra. Anyway, I was like, man.
I'm kidding.
I'm like, man, you're doing your best MTT. God damn. Or whatever. Never mind. Anyway.
That's just like, your Ryan style is so Brian Michael Bendis.
Anyway, I'm done revealing my bachelor's degree.
It's okay. I mean, you should hear me whenever this movie about autism comes out.
The window where it belongs.
It's okay. You should hear me whenever psychology comes into conversation. Or anytime Flatliners is brought up, which I gotta say that movie later this week.
Or fucking Hannibal, God. That show.
Oh, yeah, but I'm talking like whenever... I would love to talk about Hannibal all day long, but unfortunately, I don't talk about that show on this series.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's...
it could be coming back. It might be coming back. Because apparently, like, the rights for it finally went out for CBS. Or wherever station it was on, not CBS. NBC? Was it NBC?
I don't know. Whatever.
Either way, they can finally shop the show around. Wait, so...
So yeah, that's my musical analysis of Brad's status, and I know that my professor Michael Ducey would be proud of me.
See, now I just need a little musical outro. This has been Howard's musical analysis. Do 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 do.
Oh, not Vivaldi.
I don't fucking know. You picked the goddamn track.
Anyway, yeah. So that's that. Anyway, that's all I could say about the movie.
Well, fair enough. No, I would, like...
Also, like, I definitely wanted to slap Brad, like, at least 4 times.
I get it, yeah. I think it's pretty intentional.
I want to like him, but, like, you know, like, when he... Like, it feels like he's about to, like, get over himself, and then he just gets into himself again. Yeah. It's just like, dude...
Or, like, whenever you think he's gonna, like, over...
This trip is not about you. Yeah. Go be with your son.
It's like that. Like even though there's a part towards the end where it looks like he's gonna be like the bigger man, he kind of like downgrades immediately when he's talking to Craig.
Oh my god!
When he actually has like a pretty big moment. It's like, you know what? I'm proud of you. You're really successful, and I'm proud of you. And then immediately ruins
just like
it.
Shits going, like, all over the table.
Now, granted, I get where he was coming from in that particular scene, because like, you know, I'm listening to you here, you're just shit talking all our old friends, and like, what do I even matter to you? And
but Craig, I like from Craig's perspective, it's like, dude, what are you talking about? Like, I've thought of you as a friend.
Yeah,
I thought we were just catching up, and you just
draw the shit on me.
Yeah, you just burned a bridge after I got your kid basically into Harvard. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. So like, I get both sides on that one. But yeah, I do highly recommend this movie. Like, if this is something you would like, I immediately guess it's not be everyone's cup of tea.
I mean,
if you like introspective movies, this is for you.
The movie's really introspective. If you like musical jokes,
if you're the kind of person that would get a very carefully constructed, almost 2-hour musical joke, then yes, watch this movie. If you fit that very specific criteria.
I mean, I guess, let's see, music buildings? Anyway.
Either way, this might be on my top 10 list this year. Because, again, this is my kind of movie. I will fully acknowledge, and it's kind of what I wanted to see this, because I really just needed a film like this tonight. And I got what I wanted.
Don't get me wrong, I didn't hate it. I thought the movie was good. It's not my top 10.
That's fine.
But, you know.
Again, that comes down to...
But to be fair, I've seen a lot of shit with you recently.
So wouldn't this be on your top 10? Like, not like top 10 then, because you haven't seen that many good movies with me this year?
I'm banking on Star Wars.
Yeah, if we're doing like a top 10, though, you haven't seen 10 good movies with me.
All right.
We're basing that on. I mean, I'm sure it's better than Leap.
Oh, man, that is like my top 10 for, like, must see because you hate yourself.
Got plenty of those.
BuzzFeed.
Top 10 movies to watch if you hate yourself. So yeah, let's go.
I was actually really interested in talking about the trailers.
Yeah, we got some interesting trailers.
Really, I mean, they're all like, at least 3 of them were like Amazon indie movies. But hey, this is an Amazon Studios movie, so why not?
Hold on, somebody text me. Okay, that's not important. I can deal with that later. All right, so first trailer we got was for Wonderstruck.
Oh, is that the I have 2 wives movie, and I also write about Wonder Woman comics?
No, that's Professor Martin and the Wonder Woman.
Oh, okay.
That's the last one. We'll get to that.
What's Wonderstruck then?
Wonderstruck was the one where like took place in 2 different time periods.
Oh yeah. The super trippy one with basically scene changes are by kaleidoscope. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
That's Oscar bait as fuck.
Yeah, like that's the one thing I've seen in indie movies. I get the trailers I don't ordinarily get, so it's kind of refreshing. It's like, oh cool, I don't get a trailer for Daddy's Home 2 in this one.
Oh thank God.
I did get a trailer for Shape of Water though, which I'm looking forward to that one.
I was like, oh, is this like...
Oh, yeah, you've never gotten this trailer before?
That's my first time seeing a trailer, but I made like 4 guesses before I was just wrong completely.
Yeah,
I was
not
like,
even close.
oh, is this
Bioshock?
Is this Bioshock?
Granted, I would love a Guillermo del Toro directed Bioshock movie, but that's never going to happen.
I mean, but it's just like, you know, the coloring,
yeah,
the
it
water.
Does look very Bioshock.
It did make me think of Raptures, so I mean, just like hire the guy back, whatever.
But yeah, Wonderstruck. That one's like that trailer wasn't as pretentious as the trailer for Moonlight last year.
I don't know. I saw that and I was like, "What's this movie even about?" Like,
it's some kind of historical piece. It looks like one place takes 70s, one takes like in the 40s. I want to say other than that.
I guess maybe, but I was just.
No.
Is it like? Is it like? Oh, I'm following the journey of my fucking great grandma when she first came from Ellis Island.
Why do you sound like a character from Seven Samurai?
I don't fucking know. But it's that's what I saw. I was like, wait, is that what this
is? It could
about?
very well be. I don't know. Looks like an indie hoity-toity movie. So.
It's really. I mean, the impression that I got out of it is like the first time I saw Titanfall, the video game. It's like all these awards and accolades about this movie that's not even out yet. What?
No, like I said, it wasn't as obnoxious as the trailer for Moonlight was last year, because like I could not tell you the plot of the movie because all I saw was like 3 seconds of footage, and the rest of it was just quotes from people saying like, "Look how amazing!" Like the cable company's like, "Look at amazing our movie is! Look at all these awards, critically acclaimed, transcendental experience."
Yeah, that's the feeling that I got from this trailer.
Okay. Look up the trailer from Moonlight last year. That's way worse.
Okay, well, I'll look it up. What was next?
Then we got the Florida Project. This one's kind of funny.
Which one?
I'm gonna set this one up, the Florida Project, because it involves a joke that we didn't realize how good it was until, because it's a part where just
no. I said it.
I know you said it, and that's like, dude, shut the fuck up.
And then you looked up. You looked up from your phone because you were typing.
I was like, I was watching because it just showed 2 kids at first.
No, it showed William Dafoe, and then it showed the 2 kids.
Oh, see,
and that's why I immediately said, "So suffered a little." Suffered a little.
Okay, so I guess it was. I was probably typing the name of the last movie. That's
That's why I said the joke.
Oh, okay. I thought you just made that totally out of context. That Willem Dafoe showed up, because I was like, damn, that would have been great timing.
No, I saw Willem Dafoe, and then I saw the children. And I'm like, oh, I have to make this joke. It's just previews. I can talk shit.
Fair enough.
So Willem
Dafoe runs like a
hooker motel.
Pretty much, yeah, hooker motel. That looks really interesting. I really want to see that one.
Yeah, it looks really Oscar baity too.
In a sincere way, though.
I mean, I'm not talking shit about it. I'm really interested in the movie, mostly because Willem Dafoe.
Willem Dafoe and the child actors look really good. And whenever you have a good child actor movie, I'm immediately curious, because that's usually the one they put more effort into.
Well, I mean, they have to. You know, it's hard to find a child that can act and be mature about it.
And it's also like...
Although they do actually have fart jokes.
No, it's like, it's nice to see kid actors actually acting like kids and not like writers writing how they think kids act.
Okay. I mean, whatever.
So, like, this one seems very genuine in that regard. So this kid's like, that's the room we're not supposed to go in, but let's go anyway. That seems like very much what 6-year-old kids would say to each other.
We're not supposed to go to this room, so let's go in anyway.
Yeah.
I've actually said that before now.
Yeah. So, like, whenever I see them, like, okay, this has my attention. Because, again, it feels like somebody who has a better idea of how the child mind works, as pretentious as that sounds.
Maybe they just asked the kid what they would say.
Yeah, honestly, that could very well be it. It's done before. Like, honestly, one of the best movies with kids I've seen in years is Where the Wild Things Are.
I never saw that.
That one is a bizarre film, but I think, like, some put it best is, like, it really encapsulates a child's mind. Visually and how the kid acts more than like any other movie out there.
Okay, because when I saw the trailers for that, I'm like, how are they gonna like take like a 12-page storybook and extend it for like an hour and a half?
Basically make it a psychological study.
Okay.
Yeah. Whereas actually one, like, it's all, there's like no real rules because like it's all in the kid's imagination. So like no one character represents one thing. There's actually a brilliant scene that I didn't get when I first watched it. I watched it years like, oh fuck, the implications is really disturbing. Because it's like the main one that he hangs out with, and like he has like a sister or something like that. And one time, like that main one gets really mad at him, so he runs away and runs into this like, quick, hide in my mouth. He just shoves him in his mouth, and you just hear the two arguing, like muffled sounds.
Oh.
And then you realize like, oh fuck, this is probably his parents argue. He's overhearing his parents argue. Because his parents are divorced in the movie. So
okay, gotcha.
So, like,
gotcha.
oh, it's like, there's actually a lot of depth to this. It's Spike Jonze that directed it.
All right, I'll watch it later or whatever.
I have it on Blu-ray. But it's a weird film. It's a weird film. You gotta go into the film knowing that.
Okay.
That's my review of Where the Wild Things Are. But I really want to see Florida Project. I'm definitely gonna check that one when it comes out, whenever it comes out. Then we got Downsizing.
Oh, right. Where the
Little People. Matt Damon becomes a little person.
No, shrunken people. Like, actually shrunken people.
Yeah. Like,
you can't actually say little people.
Honey, I shrunk Matt Damon.
You know what I was thinking? Okay, so after you pointed it out, I was like, dude, what if there was, like, a single, like, donut, right? In the downsized section of the bus, and then, like, the ants came. And then you just see like shrunken people into like tiny little glass tubes, and they get like swords and shit. Die, motherfucker! Downsizing 2: A Bug's Life.
But that one's actually directed by one of my favorite directors, so I'm really curious about that one because it's first delving into sci-fi.
I think it looks really cool.
I mean, like I said, I really like that director. He's really good at just letting actors act.
Okay. For me, what I was really intrigued by, it's like, dude, I mean, except for the fact that it's vodka, you know.
Yeah, the vodka fountain.
The vodka on tap. Yeah. like it's a fucking giant ass barrel. And now it's like, no, it's just the bottle we got.
We're good. We're set for life, basically. You can die from alcohol poisoning without even getting like a quarter of this thing done.
Oh my god, they would so die.
Whereas I was like, you know, if I could nitpick this concept, I could probably tear it to pieces. But fuck it, let's roll with it.
You know what would be really crazy? Never mind. Whatever. We could talk science fiction theoretics.
Yeah.
All right. What's next?
The Shape of Water. That's a Guillermo del Toro.
Oh yeah. The one that I thought was BioShock, and then I thought it was Hellboy, and then I thought it was like 2 other things.
Yeah. I just know it has what Laura started calling my boyfriend, Michael Shannon.
That's Michael Shannon?
Yeah, he's in the trailer a lot.
The fish thing?
Yeah, the fish one.
No, I mean he's the fish.
No, he's Michael Shannon is like the head of the little corporation.
Okay.
You know Michael Shannon is, right? Zod.
Yes.
And that sorority video I showed you.
I don't remember the sorority. No, never mind.
How do you not remember that?
I don't remember.
Motherfucker.
It's not relevant. Anyway.
Okay, if I just show you a picture of Michael Shannon, you'll remember what it is. Because clearly you don't remember who Michael Shannon is, and shame on you, because he's a national treasure. This motherfucker.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, this guy. That's Michael Shannon. He's the one that yells a lot.
Yeah. Okay, I remember now. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
So that guy.
Oh, right, where you meet the sorority lady.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, yeah.
There you go. Now you're on board.
There we go. Okay. Okay.
So now we've caught up on that.
Okay.
He's in this, and he looks like he'll do lots more yelling, which makes me excited.
Right.
Because I love intense as shit Michael Shannon. Doesn't even have to be yelling. It's if you're looking into the big old fucking bug eyes. Stare right into your goddamn soul.
What was the next one?
Last Flag Flying. That's another one I really want to see. That one, that was the Bryan Cranston, Martin Lawrence, and
I remember watching the trailer. I was like, "Oh, there's Steve Carell," and then Bryan Cranston talk. I'm like, "Oh, that's Bryan Cranston." Well then, and then
take me close.
And then immediately the next scene is like Lawrence Fishburne. I'm like, "Fuck."
Wait, I'm sorry, Lawrence Fishburne. I don't know where the fuck I got Martin Lawrence. Wait, who the hell is Martin Lawrence now? Well, I don't know where I got those two mixed up. Sorry, Lawrence Fishburne.
He's the guy. He's the Will Smith's partner in Bad Cop.
How the hell did I get those two confused?
They're not even the same. They're not even the same build.
It's more. I think it's just the word Lawrence fucked me up. Anyway, here's his last name.
Yeah, Lawrence Fishburne.
Lawrence Fishburne. Yeah, sorry about that. I don't know.
And I saw him. I was like, holy fuck. So I was like, all right, I'm in. So
get those three together. Yeah, have a party.
Yeah. So TLDR. Steve Carell's son dies?
Yeah, he dies in
Iraq or something.
He dies in service, and
they're
he wants to be buried back home, but they want to bury him in a military graveyard.
But then it's like one of those homeward bound journeys
with a coffin.
With a coffin.
But yeah, just watching the trailer right now, it looks really it looks like all the actors have really good chemistry with each other, and I'm watching Steve Carell's face through the entire trailer, and he just looks beaten as a person, which makes me very curious. I mean, that has Oscar possibilities.
To be fair.
No, in a good way.
No. Throughout the trailer, I was like, it was like, Academy Award nominee Steve Carell, Academy Award nominee Bryan Cranston, Academy Award nominee Lawrence Fishburne. And the first thing I said to Mike was like, okay, one of them has to get it.
I think they could for this. I'd be just based on the few clips of stuff in the trailers, I would be surprised if Steve Carell didn't get a nod if this goes well.
Two-time Academy Award nominee. Sorry, and then Academy Award winner. Lawrence Fishburne.
Now you're doing it. You're doing it too.
You got me subliminally. So anyway, yeah.
But there's even a great shot just in the trailer when someone's just talking about his son, and he just said oh yeah, he said help.
He had a happy childhood.
He had a childhood.
Fucking really?
And Stephen Carell, it's not even fucking really. He has this look of just subtle surprise and disbelief, and just this really in a really sad tone.
Yeah.
It's it makes me really curious to see what they can do with that. It's been a while since I've seen a sad, bittersweet road trip movie. And that one looks like it'd be a straight up fucking tearjerker, so I'm curious.
All right, yeah. I mean, I was down as soon as I saw Bryan Cranston.
Yeah, and then we got the last one, which is Professor Martin and the Wonder Woman. That wouldn't go either way.
I was looking at that and I was just like, so this is about a movie with a guy with two wives? Girlfriend?
I don't know. One wife and a girlfriend?
Guy.
I know.
Girlfriend and a mistress.
Yeah. I know the actual guy who created Wonder Woman was into some freaky shit, which showed because a lot of the original comics had bondage. And he's also the inventor of the polygraph test, which is interesting. Which is where the lasso of truth comes in.
Oh, that makes sense now.
Right? So I'm actually are they going to bring up the lie detector test at any point in this movie?
Well, I mean, they did with the trailer.
I guess they did, yeah.
Kind of.
So I'm sure this man's story is very interesting. I'm curious how they're going to translate to film.
I mean, I just sort of saw him this guy's a fucking freak.
Hey, don't judge.
Okay, sorry. He's freaky. He's freaky. That's not judgmental. That's a statement.
I've heard the term eccentric. Whatever you're into. I mean, God knows.
Yeah, freaky.
Okay. We don't use the word freak in this car.
Yeah, no, not freaky, but you had to use freaky.
Okay.
Yeah, there's an emphasis on the syllable.
Okay. On that note, that was the last trailer we got. So, again, last thoughts, final thoughts for Brad's status.
Yeah, I guess watch it.
Yeah, if it's your kind of movie, watch it. But it's definitely a slow movie, so it's not your thing. You're not gonna like it. But if you're like
That's
us,
true.
if you're like
The
me,
plot is it could be told in like 20 minutes.
yeah, it could. But at the same time, you wouldn't get a lot of introspection, a lot of the character study, and all that kind of stuff in there too. So if you're that kind of person like this kind of movie, then I highly recommend it. But if you're like, I'd rather go watch like Transformers or something, don't go see this.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is my indulgent movie. So later this week, I still gotta see Flatliners, and then American Made.
Flatlanders?
Flatliners.
Oh, okay. That's a very different movie idea.
Yeah. That's a documentary about the flat earthers.
The earth is fucking flat, motherfucker!
Like, if I just keep walking straight, I'm sure I'll fall off eventually. I just know how the world works. That's how I imagine all Flatlanders.
See, clearly the earth is flat because that's why we have the ocean.
If the world ain't flat, how do I not fall into space? How you think of that?
Gravity is going down. If everything's going down, where's up?
And for that matter, 9/11.
Wow. Yeah. Okay.
Stop it there. I couldn't resist.
We're good. We're good.
We lost some of our best guys.
But yeah, no.
Big sick reference.
Flatlanders is a much different movie concept.
No, Flatliners movie I gotta say it's probably gonna be just as awful.
I'll pass.
That's okay. I think I'm talking Grant into going to see it.
All right. Well,
I was like, dude, you haven't seen enough bad movies this year. You got to do something to fill out your list. And then the other one's American Made. I gotta go see that one's like that's a Tom Cruise movie.
Oh, I was thinking like American Made doing the dusting.
No, like Made MEDE.
Yeah, no, I remember that now.
And then like next week is Blade Runner and My Little Pony. Something else probably good in between those two.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't want to go see Brony movie?
No.
Unleash your inner Brony.
I will slap you.
Bring it back from the depths. Come out of retirement.
All right.
He'll be like that old man, like chopping wood in the cabin. The government comes in. Howard, we need your help. I don't do that anymore. No one else can review this film. Damn it, you should have thought of that before I lost my wife.
Should have thought about that before I lost my dog.
Matt's busy, Howard. God damn it.
and then I put my fingers in the mud and then I do like this move.
You come wearing like a big old My Little Pony t-shirt. And a plushie. Like, swear to God, I never come back here.
Jesus Christ. You're painting a picture, my friend, that is completely fictional.
Howard Crow, the Brony returns.
What the fuck? I just roomed with a Brony. Jesus Christ. Anyway. Good night.
Write that story. Please write that story.
Good night.